guys, so welcome back to the channel. Started ripping this engine apart and it's pretty cool. In my last video I said this is one of the engines I brought back from where I used to live up in Ohio, and this thing had been sitting in my dad's shed for like basically 25 years. Not really sure about the whole story of it. Thought it was basically a way he was told by a friend of his he got it from. This car got crashed in front of his house. It was a Cougar, and I ran the date like it's an E7 block. The one head I pulled off is an E6, so I think it's an 87. It was, port fuel injected, but roller engine, but non-HO. But I started pulling the thing apart and I was like amazed at how clean it is. But that's what I'm going to go ahead and keep pulling this apart. Do the top bolts, but not the bottom ones. Kind of weird. They must be a little bit stuck, probably because of wet holes or whatever. But so far, like most of this engine, I took apart with this. I got this thing on sale. It might still be, but for like $40, shipped to my house from Walmart. Thing's 1,700 inch-pounds is what it's rated for, so it's like 140 foot-pounds. This thing, I'll tell you what, it amazes me how good it does. If you're looking for an impact gun, something cheap that will take off a lot of stuff, it won't do everything, but let's see what the other side looks like. Pretty amazingly good, to be honest. get you in here and we'll take a look at this thing. I couldn't believe it. Honestly, as far as a used engine goes, one that supposedly my dad told me he thought, and you know, 20 something years, but my dad thought that his friend had said this thing had like 80,000 miles on it from his, you know, memory, but I don't think there's any way. Let me get you off there and we'll take a look. There it is. I mean, it probably doesn't show up really good on that camera, but there's even still crosshatch in the cylinder wall. Like, if this thing had 80,000 miles on it, it's like the easiest 80,000 miles that I know of. There's literally no sludge in this thing. Like, it's amazing. Right there you can see it. Look at that. There's no ridge whatsoever. I bet this is like a 30,000 mile motor, if that, I'll bet. But it's that's like awesome. All right, let's go ahead and see what the oil pan looks like with it off. So bringing it back in here, got the engine flipped over, and I just took number 2 main loose, and I just took number 3 rod cap off just to see what it looks like. Not too bad, and you're just starting to see a little bit of copper, but other than that, it looks really good. There you go. Yeah, looks great. So I'm not worried one bit. Pull that cap off. Tell you what, I think, you know, like I said, my dad thought, remembering back 20 something years, but I'd say there's no way this thing ain't got 80,000. I mean, it's not even into the copper yet. So raw journal looks basically just like the main journal. Like, yeah, I'm amazed by that one. So I think that so my plan was, this is just going in the Cobra, the 80, because it's just got, originally those only came in with a 255 and they're gutless. So I just wanted to throw something together that runs good, sounds good, and is dirt cheap until it comes time, and I want to, either I'm going to do a Godzilla swap on that car is my plan, or a Coyote swap. But that's ways down the, you know, down the road when I got the extra money for it. But I've got a set of in the other video I showed you a set of probe pistons that are standard bore. And I've got a set of 351, 69 351 heads that have been reworked, and a set of 289 heads that have been reworked. So I'm just going to clean those up, get a cam, and throw it together and see what it can do. But I'll tell you what, I think with no ridge and with this thing hardly having any cylinder wear and the crank and everything being good, I'm just going to ring it, gasket it, bearing it, and you know, of course, throw an oil pump stuff on it, but we'll get it cleaned up, get it painted, and get it thrown in there. But just pretty excited about that. Been wondering and thinking about this I almost used this engine a couple different times, but didn't, just because it was where it was. It was in a bad area to get to. I had to clean that shit out and a bunch of other stuff. But it's like, other than it having the junk pistons, it's got those cast dished pistons like what you'd find. I think they put them in like a Crown Vic. And then it's got it had those E6 heads, which, see those, yeah, right there. That's the worst cylinder head, at least in my opinion, from what I've read and been told. It's like the worst cylinder head Ford ever built. So for a small block Ford anyway, like you're better off with like 75 heads even. So yeah, we'll do some more work on this thing when I do some other stuff to it. It's going to be a little bit till I got the time and the extra cash to do anything really, but we'll make some videos, and it'll kind of be a build that basically anybody can do. I mean, the thing is, this is probably going to be more of a luck kind of a thing, because I don't know, at least in my experience, it's been real rare I've ever found one that's been in this good a shape. You might, but especially, they haven't even put 302s and stuff for a while now. So whether you're going to find one that's been laying around or low miles where you can do this, but we're going to see what we can do on the cheap. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.